Spotlight.
This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring a discussion on Operation Sindoor, India's diplomatic prowess to expose Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. The participants are Ashok Sajjanhar, former ambassador, and Arjun Chaudhari, anchor.
I'm joined by Shri Ashok Sajjanhar, who's a former ambassador to the government of India. And today's topic of discussion is a follow-up, really, on the all-party delegations to countries overseas in Europe, Africa and West Asia. Last week, all-party delegations to Japan and the United Arab Emirates. This week, you have all-party delegations to France, Slovenia, Congo in Africa, South Korea and Qatar. To understand what the purpose is of the all-party delegation in the background of the Pahalgam attacks and what the outcome is likely to be, we are joined by the Honourable former Ambassador to India, Ashok Sajjanhar ji. Sir, warm welcome to you in the program.
Thank you very much, Arjun. Pleasure to be here with you.
Ashok ji, let's try and understand what is the strategy behind the all-party delegations to countries that I've just mentioned in the introduction, and what is the likely outcome that the government of India is seeking to achieve in the background of the Pahalgam attacks?
You see, there are 33 countries to which these 7 delegations have gone, and these are all party delegations. All the members, they have been chosen from different political parties. So I would imagine that the first message that the government of India wants to send out to the world is that while in the Pahalgam attack, in which 26 of the normal civilians were killed, 25 of them Hindus on the basis of their religion, what the perpetrators of this crime would have sought to achieve is, number one, affect the adversely impact upon the prosperity of the country, impact upon the tourism in Kashmir, and most importantly, to vitiate the communal harmony and sow communal discord within the country. Now, against the expectations or hopes of the terrorists, country has stayed united. And the parliament also, all the parties have said unequivocally, they have told the government that they stand with the government in terms of taking whatever action it deems appropriate in dealing with the terrorist, ensuring that there is justice that is meted out to the victims. So the fact that these delegations are all party delegations, India is sending out a message that the country is united in its fight against terror. That is number one. Number two, it is also trying to expose Pakistan, because it is of course very well known around the world that Pakistan is the epicenter of terror.
Let's now hear what BJP MP Ravi Shanker Prasad, who is the leader of the all-party delegation to France, had to say about Pakistan being the epicenter of terrorism.
Today is not the occasion to rejoice. We have come with great degree of pain and agony, but also there is a resolve that India will stand together in the fight against terrorism and tell the world that India is indeed united. Pakistan became a country in 47, the first war in 48, the second war in 1965, the third war in 1971 when Bangladesh was created, and the fifth war was Kargil. All these are recognized wars. And just remember one thing very particularly, and I want you to convey, हिंदुस्तान ने कोई भी लड़ाई शुरू नहीं की थी. India had not started any war. Why so? Because you have a civilizational heritage, na? Why India? Attack happened in France. You all know it very well. In Paris, in Marseille. Attack happened in Belgium. Attack happened in Germany. Attack happened in London. Attack happened in New York. And in all these attacks, Pakistan has a very, very significant role to play. 52 designated terrorists are from Pakistan by the UN.
We have seen such a large number of cases that have taken place in the past. For instance, even if you were to look at the 1267 Committee of the United Nations Security Council, which has enumeration of all the terrorist, globally designated terrorist and terrorist organizations, more than half the number of terrorists in this 1267 list are from Pakistan. More than half the terrorist organizations are from Pakistan. But the global memory of people and institutions and organizations is proverbially short. So they tend to forget about it. But we have to tell them that these are the facts of the case, that there is, where was Osama bin Laden found? The United States had been looking for Osama bin Laden for 10 years and he was holed up in a cantonment next to the army base in Abbottabad in Pakistan. Also the fact that when India hit these 9 terrorist sites on the morning of the 7th of May, then there was also the killer of Daniel Pearl, the US journalist who had been killed in Pakistan. He was also killed in one of our strikes. So I think basically to tell the world as to what the reality of Pakistan is and what India's intent and purpose is, that we have this new doctrine and India is going to punish Pakistan if such an incident is repeated in future.
Let's now hear what Asaduddin Owaisi, who is going to West Asia representing India, had to say about Pakistan exporting terror to India.
Unfortunately, we have lost huge amount of human lives. Innocent people have been killed. And the fact of the matter is that this problem emanates from Pakistan only. Unless and until Pakistan stops promoting, aiding, sponsoring all these terrorist groups, this issue will not go away. And India has exercised utmost restraint in dealing with this problem.
There's also another perspective to terrorism now. If you read the provisions of Section 113 of the BNS, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhit, it deems a terrorist act not only as an offence against the state or an offence against the life. 26 people were brutally killed in the manner that they were in front of the family members, but also threatening the economic security of India. Do you see this as the grounds that the all-party delegation is providing to all these countries it's visiting, that this is not just offense against the state, against lives, but the economic security of the country, and therefore in future we are well within our rights, within international law, to carry out further strikes?
Yeah, you see, that is what I said right at the beginning, that it was designed to be hit against the prosperity of the country, against tourism in Kashmir, and to bring about communal discord amongst Hindus and Muslims. That did not happen. And now what the government has said, that if there is going to be an act of terror, it will be taken as an act of war, and India is going to respond accordingly. I think India is drawing those red lines very, very clearly, that so that the message goes out to Pakistan and the message goes out to the whole world also, that India is very serious, that when it impacts upon well-being of its citizens, it impacts upon its integrity, it has implications for its sovereignty, territorial integrity, then India is going to hit back. This is also a message that will need to go out. As the Prime Minister said, terror and talks will not go together, because this is also something we see that over the last few days the Pakistan Prime Minister has been going around and he's been talking that we are willing to have talks with India on whatever outstanding issues, on the issue of Kashmir, etc. We have made it very clear that as far as Kashmir is concerned, the whole issue is solved except for the return of the illegally occupied portion of Kashmir that is possession of Pakistan. So talks on Kashmir have to take place. It will be only on that particular subject. And also on the issue of terrorism, there are no issues, other issues on which talks will take place unless Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures the use of terrorism as an instrument of state policy.
So state sponsors of terrorism should not be shown any mercy. But shortly before, the IMF has released $2.1 billion as a loan to help support Pakistan's economy, which is debt-ridden. It is one of many loans paid out to Pakistan. Again, conditionalities have been imposed, fresh conditionalities. How long do you see this continuing? And a nation like Pakistan has forged alliances before. They've taken advantage of that. Do you see that this misinformation campaign and India's counter to it in the form of all-party delegations is just to apprise the nations that you continue to finance directly or indirectly a country like Pakistan, and they will still continue. If they do so, then there will be very serious consequences to a country which not only sponsors terrorism but is also a nuclear state.
Yeah, a couple of points here. I think number one, the last one that you said, that it's a nuclear state. India has called out its nuclear bluff many times. Whether it was in 2016, your listeners would recall that even at that time, Pakistan always used to dangle this nuclear blackmail that we have small nuclear, tactical nuclear weapons which we are going to lob at you if, you attack us, and we have not kept these nuclear weapons as museum pieces and we are going to use them. But then India called out the bluff in 2016 when we carried out the surgical strikes after the Uri attacks in September of that year. In February 2019, when the Pulwama attacks took place and we had the strikes in Balakot against the terrorist hideouts. And now again and again, at this time, it has been a quantum jump as far as the nature of punishment, as far as the severity of punishment is concerned, because it is not only to the 5 strongholds and hideouts of the terrorists in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, but 4 hideouts, also strongholds in the heart of Pakistan, that is in Punjab, that is in Bahawalpur. We have the Jaish-e-Mohammed hideout, also in Muridke, where we have the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and also the Hizb ul-Mujahid hideout. And they have been completely demolished, all of them, and there have been so many, more than 150 terrorists who are supposed to have died. So I think as far as the nuclear blackmail is concerned, we have brought it out very carefully that India is not going to be deterred by this bluff of using nuclear weapons. And it is the responsibility also of the international community to impress upon Pakistan that it should not engage and indulge in this very irresponsible talk of using nuclear weapons. The second part is that, India has made it very clear that now it is not going to distinguish between the perpetrators of the crime and the state support, because for us now it has become indistinguishable. It is normally in most countries you find that these extremist elements, they are fighting against the established governments. Here in Pakistan is a very, very unique case where it is the establishment itself, whether it is the army or it is the spy agency, the inter-services intelligence, which is supporting the terrorists. So we have made it abundantly clear that our punishment will be meted out to those who are supporters of terrorism as the terrorists themselves. The third part here also is that we have been very categorical that no funding should be going to Pakistan, because much of it could go for support of terrorism and carrying out terrorist activities against India. And that is why the IMF has come up with these 11 additional conditionalities, that there is going to be a much greater, much closer scrutiny of the utilization of the loans that are given to Pakistan by the IMF. And the final point there I would like to make is that we have also suggested that Pakistan should again be brought under the FATF, under the Financial Action Task Force, so that money that is coming into it, that it is not able to misdirect that money, and there is much closer watch that is kept on all the funds that are being received within the country, so that it does not have any possibility of again sending out these funds for support of terrorism.
Thank you so much, Ashok Sajjanhar ji, for taking your time and talking to us in detail. The all-party delegations which have been visiting France, Slovenia, Africa, South Korea and Qatar on the misinformation campaign that has been launched by Pakistan, and what the grounds are for retaliatory strikes that India reserves against state sponsors of terrorism on this program on Akashvani. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
You were listening to a discussion on Operation Sindoor, India's diplomatic prowess to expose Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. The participants were Ashok Sajjanhar, former ambassador, and Arjun Chaudhari, anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani.
Spotlight.